Rage Whale, making waves over movies.
Whilst urinating in the background.
I agree. What are you saying?
Nothing.
Straight away into you mumbling. All right, welcome to episode 8 of Rage Whale. I'm Kev. That's James interrupting as every episode he does. Even though I say, let me do the intro and then we'll crack on. And he always has to say something. And Drew's the quiet and thoughtful one who's going to say something really profound right now.
Oxygen is so important.
Drew's just having a long,
energy,
heartfelt
please.
stare at his penis right now.
It gives me something profound with energy.
Yeah, but I can't
By the way,
do it
guys, Drew's an actor.
I can't do it on the spot, man. That's just like
That's what she said.
Okay, I'll tell you something profound. I was thinking about this when I was stroking my cat the other day.
Wait, just to clarify, is that a euphemism?
No, it's a real beautiful cat. One of my cats.
One of them. How many have you got?
I got 3 cats.
Ooh.
What's the name of this particular cat?
So Mosca. So it's Mosca, Macy, and Dexter. So when I was stroking Mosca, and I was thinking, because bless her, she's getting on, she's getting old now, and I was thinking, I hope my love can transcend this place and be with her in the next.
What,
That's
in a
beautiful.
hole in your back garden? In a shoebox?
Whoa, easy now, easy. No, I mean, you know, when we fully, there's got to be something beyond this, man.
Ooh.
There's got to be something beyond this. This is not like
Jeremy.
If life is the matinee, there's got to be an evening show.
Well, you never seen The Matrix?
When I said profound, that was profound. Then it went sad, then hilarious, then cheesy.
Yeah, fair.
But I feel you, man.
Fair enough.
Like, on a real moment,
go.
my cat Stanley, who's a girl,
By my book.
we named her before we knew her sex. So Stanley, she's not massively well at the moment. We took her into the vets to just get her teeth cleaned.
Yeah.
And they said we recommend, because of her age, about 13, to do a blood test on her before we knock her out, basically.
Oh, shit.
Just make sure she's healthy. Otherwise, it can be damaging. So they've done that check on her, and they've said we're not going to do the teeth clean because we can't put her under because she's lost 75% of her kidney function.
Oh, God.
First we've ever heard of anything. So
Do you a heavy
we
drinker?
don't know. It was quite upsetting, but she's a bit of a heavy drinker. Yeah, loves the whiskey.
That's the thing, though. It's the surprises that we're unaware of, because dogs and cats have very high pain thresholds, or they can deal with things under the surface until, like you said, you take them to a vet's and then they discover something. It's like,
yeah, well, unless they're limping, you don't know there's anything wrong with them, really.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think what we need to be careful of then is we turn on this one day and there's this little pot at the back there. Kev's not actually a cricket player. He hasn't won the Ashes trophy. His cat has moved on to somewhere else.
It's
Little
literally
pot.
the Ashes.
Little egg pot.
I get an Ashes trophy. Ashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So that was a
every
good
cloud.
upbeat, positive start to the,
yeah, that's a great start.
the movie
Oh,
No one
podcast.
else want to try and depress anyone.
And
Our cat's got 3
James,
legs.
is your child fit and healthy?
Our cat's got 3 legs.
I was on about your child, but
Oh, I
I
thought you
didn't
were
know
talking
you
about
had a cat.
cats.
No. Why has your cat got 3 legs?
Because it got hit by a car.
Fuck.
Which is handy because we called it tripod before the accident. So we didn't really. It's called Autumn.
That's crazy.
It's my parents' cat. It's called Autumn.
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 Yeah,
Autumn.
she's all right. She's very lazy, but she can't get over the fence. So
Well, yeah,
inside cat.
that's going to make that tricky, I imagine.
Yeah, it's funny
Is it
to
the
watch.
back or the
so
front? Is it the back or the front leg?
back, and
It's
sometimes she
called
forgets
legs.
and tries to itch and does that.
But it's mad that we call them legs, but 2 of them have got to be hands, right? Like arms.
Fuck off.
No, because
Oh,
chairs don't
they're
have
all
2
legs.
arms; they have 4
Yeah,
legs.
No, because they're opening they're not opening doors with their
That's
front
some
legs.
logic for you, Drew.
They've got
The cat
arms,
does knock
right?
on the door when she wants to come in there. You hear this tapping and be like, what's going on? She'll be like, So it's like, okay. Turn the telly up.
I've got a funny video of Mosca opening a door like a velociraptor. Obviously not
How
putting
big's
a
your fucking
velociraptor
cat?
impression, but she goes up on her hind legs and she can open the door.
Wait, have you got a cat or a leopard? Like, how high are your door handles, Drew? Because mine are about 3 foot, 2.5 foot. They're like waist
I've got
high.
video
How big
footage,
is your
guys.
cat? Are you sure you haven't got like a mountain lion or something?
No.
Wait, your girlfriend is not one of them freaky
I'll show
people who
you the
walks around
footage.
dressed like a cat, is she?
I'm gonna.
Is your cat? Are you on about the big fluffy cat, kind of ginger and black one?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. His cat's quite big, to be fair.
That is.
She's I'm gonna try and find that footage, man, and I'll let you.
James has vanished. I think he's trying to find a cat.
Oh, he's trying to find his cat. He's not gonna pick up his cat and actually bring it on.
I would if
The
she was
cat
here.
would decline to cooperate, I'm afraid, but
My dog's in the room, but cat's not.
Oh,
what's in its mouth? Has it bought you a rose? What is that, Valentine's? Oh no,
Moscow.
what's that green stuff coming outside of it? It's got some spinach.
that's a pillow.
Oh.
Yeah, she'd pop
Why don't
up.
you just get the cat? It's around the somewhere. Call it. Open the door and call it. If you ever wondered which one of your cats
No.
loves you more, open the door and call them all, see which one comes. And if none of them come, it's down the canal and the Hessian sack in the morning.
Easy.
Well, as we were starting this, we've started talking about cats. I was going to say about some of these remakes and stuff that I keep hearing getting announced. I don't know if any of these are new, or even real, to be honest. But I guess you will have all heard maybe about a month or so ago, maybe longer, that they're going to remake The Crow.
They've been saying that for 15 years.
They've got the actor and everything, the guy from It.
Skarsgård?
Bill
Yeah.
Skarsgård, yeah.
Bill
Yeah, great.
Skarsgård.
He'll be awful. I hate to say it, but they've had the actor and they've had the scripts and they've had the cast multiple times over the past few
Yeah.
years.
Well, they shouldn't.
I'll believe it
The
when I see
question
it.
is, what do you both think about making it? Should they make
Leave
it
it
or
alone.
should they leave it?
Leave it alone.
I think it's a classic, right?
Make a similar style. Call it the Crow.
Yeah.
Make a sequel.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Make a
These
sequel.
classics getting remade. Just make a similar type film and call it something else, and it's its own thing.
Make a sequel.
Every other film is ripped off of another.
But the
Are
problem
they
is with the
doing that,
Crow.
though, right?
Yeah.
For it to be The Crow,
confirmed. They're definitely doing it.
But for it to be the Crow,
No, I
someone
meant-
has to die and come back and blah blah blah. You can't change the story. Have you seen the City of Angels? And there's one with the
No,
guy from
There's only
Terminator.
one film, The Crow.
Yeah, but have you seen the other two? There's one
No,
that's a
like I
follow
said,
on that's
there's
got.
only one film. The sequels don't count.
But there are three, isn't there? One when they start getting David Boreanaz in it, it's like okay. But one's got the guy from American History X and Terminator. What's he called? The kid in
From
American
Hybrid.
History X who gets. He's the kid in Terminator and he's the kid in American History X. What is his name?
Oh, the young kid.
Edward Furlong.
Edward Furlong. Yeah, and they tried, and they did another one with another actor who I don't know his name. It's a relatively unknown cast where he comes out of the water, where he comes back, and it's just like really bad. Like I think with a film like that, especially what happened on it, it's not really a film where you could have a sequel. Even if Matey Boy Brandon Lee didn't die, I still don't think you could have brought it back for a sequel because I don't really see the point. The whole point was
that's why it
he
should
came
be
back
a
for revenge and
standalone
got it and
film.
left.
It's a classic because it was a very unique film about revenge, but done so cleverly. And it's because, personally, for me, I was so obsessed with martial arts growing up and Bruce Lee, and then obviously Brandon Lee, that it meant a lot for me, that film. And then when he passed away during it, there was such a folklore around it that it made it quite a unique, strange, surreal, bizarre sort of film. So it's staying in the...
Also, on our segues, we were talking about the Ghostbusters reboots coming back. Winston from the Ghostbusters is the copper in The Crow.
Yes, yeah, he is, yeah.
I was going to say, are they doing that because they're trying to just jump off the back of that fan base. And that's normally why remakes are made.
Fan base normally don't
The
go
Crow's
for
not been
remakes,
around
though.
for so long.
So it's a bit of a weird one. A fan base would be against it, I think. Like, that's why female Ghostbusters have got such big backlash. It's nothing to do with being a female cast. It could have been a random cast. And if that film played by anyone would have been bad. Like, and if they remake a real classic, like if they remade, I don't know, Scarface, the true fans would be like, this is bullshit. Regardless who was whatever.
Yeah.
You just don't need to do it, do
Well,
you? It's not a film that's made to be followed on.
There was rumours they were going to remake On the Waterfront with Jake Gyllenhaal.
So again, what's the point? But that's
But
the thing.
like, if you've got classic films, why? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it. You leave them alone. Like, for instance, like that film. And what film did James just say?
I don't know. You guys were cutting in and out. I couldn't hear
Scarface.
it. Really.
Oh, Scarface. Like,
Scarface.
if you're going to remake Scarface, obviously they're not, as far as I'm aware at this stage. No. But you don't need to. It's just a gangster film. You can almost copy that. That film has probably been copied 20 times already. We haven't noticed because it's a different name and a different scenario occasionally happens. It's quite a generic film plot. It's just done so well. And it was one of the original ones. That's why it's a classic. You don't remake it. You just, if you want to do a gangster film, do a gangster film. It doesn't have to be exactly the same carbon copy. There's no point.
But, you know what they could maybe? What they could get a film that has a massive fan base, very underrated film that probably not as many people have seen. Whether you get away with the story now, I don't know, but I reckon you could get away with a remake. I'll give you a clue. One of the men in grey from Matrix was in it as the leading role. You know the main man in grey in the Matrix that he flies into at the end?
Nah, don't remember very well.
What, you don't remember the Matrix?
Well, yeah, but not all the specifics. It's
been one of the Agent Smith.
One of the agents, you know Agent Smith?
Yeah.
The main Agent Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
English actor, by the way.
Yeah.
He is the main character in this film. And it's one of might be top 3 films of all time.
Haven't a clue. Don't even know who you're on about.
V for Vendetta.
I reckon he's in Lord of the Rings as well.
Yeah, he's in Lord of the Rings as an elf, as like the king of the elves. He's the guy in V for Vendetta. He's V with
Dave,
Natalie
that
Portman.
film.
Him and Natalie Portman
Hugo Weaving.
It's based in actually a lot of it. Some is based in Salisbury. What's it called? Porton Down, is it? They bring up.
Oh yeah.
Is it Porton Down?
One of them. Used to work.
Lark Hill. No, they bring up Lark Hill. A few things. One of the best films ever made, bar none. Matrix, amazing soundtrack.
Resurrection.
But because you've got all the whole lockdown things, it's basically about lockdowns, like and curfews and stuff in the future. It was made obviously when was V for Vendetta? 2000 and something. Go back and watch it. It's so good. Natalie Portman is like Oscar worthy in that film as well.
She's great in everything.
It's only really got 2 people in it. Like it's got what's he called? It's got Matey Boy in it. Stephen Fry.
Yeah, Stephen Fry's in it.
He's very good.
Loads of people.
It's about Guy Fawkes, isn't it? It's about Guy Fawkes. It's about taking.
Yeah,
it's about taking over. It's about overthrowing the establishment. So, which is why you probably wouldn't get away with it nowadays.
Yeah,
but it could be remade.
Go on, Drew.
I was just going to. Here's the thing. Why is it people remake films that were successful, but people don't dare to remake films that were crap?
What I'm trying not to do that. V for Vendetta was very successful because it was actually based off a comic book, I believe. But it was.
But the point is not remaking these films that are good. Is think of a shit film. Think of any shit film.
Think of any films you've watched and you've watched them and gone, that was good, but it could have been better. They're the films you want to see remade, don't you?
Yeah, agree. I think Drew's hit on a really good point there. That's a brilliant idea. You don't
I I think the one films that you have like complete carte blanche to remake and a complete free reign, and I don't think anyone would be mad, is any pure action film. Like if they remade Demolition Man with choose your cast, I think it could still be great. Just
Probably.
the plain action films that don't really have a lot of story in them, and they're not ever going to be considered.
I think myself as well, but I know what you're saying. More generic action films you could redo.
Yeah, the films with the great storylines, like your Goodfellas, your, I don't know, V for Vendetta, whatever you want to say, they're different. The Crow and, I don't know, Reservoir Dogs. You know, you can't really remake it. But if it's just a basic storyline with, like Roadhouse, good example.
Yeah.
It's a cult film,
Drew,
but no one's really
in,
mad they're redoing it.
They're doing that more with TV series, though, aren't they? So, for example, you have The Gentleman, that was the Guy Ritchie film.
Yeah.
And now they're doing it as a TV series, so it's very clever there. I think that's a clever concept, because if you can take a film, right, that's
spin-off.
2 hours or you know, an hour and 45 minutes, but then turn it into an 8-hour season, I think that's very interesting. Because then you can go down different avenues with those characters. You can put them through different scenarios, or you could create the origin of where they came from before the film started and where they're going after the film started.
I'm not sure if it's different characters or characters earlier or later on, but it starts next week. It's on the 7th of March. It comes out.
Yeah, it looks...
I would agree that Marvel went down the right... Disney and Marvel started to go down the right path with things like Hawkeye. Because it was like I don't know how many episodes it was. I thought it was really good for what it was. I thought it was really good. It was quite well thought out. But if that was a movie, it would have been terrible. Like, if that was an hour and a half, it would have been just crap. But to have it as like, what episodes was there? 7, 8 maybe? It was a lot more manageable. I thought it was really good. I didn't think it was amazing. But I thought it was good.
And it wasn't long. It wasn't like... It wasn't 7 hours, it was 7.5 hours, you know?
Yeah, and then they flipped back to doing all these long movies again. It's like, oh.
Just check,
they
James, can you hear Drew?
Just about,
Can you hear Drew when he speaks? I think you might be on the quieter side, Drew, so just butt in.
That's right, I didn't know if I was just going to say, interestingly, I didn't realize The Fugitive, the film with Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones, that's based on a TV series, right?
Yeah, other way around.
So then they remade it, and they tried to make it a bit more of an action thing. And then Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones had a bit of an influence into the process and the creation of the script, which I think is fucking brilliant anyway. But then to take it even further, it then became its own franchise based on an original one, because then they did the second one with Wesley Snipes, Robert Downey Jr., Tommy Lee Jones obviously reprised the role, and I can't remember what it's called. Something.
Don't even remember that. Are you on about Passenger 57 or something?
No, but that was Wesley Snipes again. But it was It's like
that was
the
when
usual.
He used to pay taxes.
But another one that's come out. So this wasn't the one I was going to mention. I haven't even mentioned the one I was going to mention. That's pissed me off yet. But I guess you've probably all heard by now about the Jurassic Park. I don't know if it's a reboot.
I
think it's a reboot.
No, it's not. What it is, I think it's this. From what I've read, they're doing three different islands. So it's still going to have Chris Pratt in there.
I've just Googled it. July the 2nd, 2025, the new Jurassic World movie is a reboot.
And there's going to be a trilogy.
It doesn't say much more than that.
I read there's going to be a trilogy.
Look into it loads, but
I think it's going to be recast. I think it's going to be recast.
Ended flat. It needs a refresh, to be honest.
A prequel could work. A prequel series.
U.S. Marshals with Tommy Lee Jones. Movie. Yeah, I've seen that. I know that.
A prequel to Jurassic World would be good.
That's the sequel.
They've got two options with Jurassic World, though, because the last film, they let all the dinosaurs out into the normal world from that mansion, didn't they? So they're all out there. Or they can go pre-Jurassic Park with, like, maybe test parks where it went wrong or something, and then they finally get the Jurassic Park.
Or, like you say, if they're doing a trilogy, they do 3 different stories. One wherever they're out killing people all over the world. One before, between Jurassic Park and Jurassic World when it becomes the theme park, and some other random thing.
I was going to say they could redo Gremlins. I wouldn't mind that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't agree with that one.
That's a good shout, and I think they could.
Well,
I think they could.
It'd be little CGI fuckers.
Yeah, but
Is there no reason why they couldn't do a reboot?
I think that could be really good because they've reboot. Do you remember the the Arachnophobia?
Yeah,
They're redoing that, and it's called Sting.
Yeah, that's
Really?
a cat
It's
now.
called Sting.
That was scary in
Why
the
is it
80s and
Sting?
90s because it was like fucking
They're
horrible.
remaking it. There's a trailer for it. I'll send you the link.
I watched that film.
Give me terrified me as a kid.
There was rumours they were going to make a Back to the Future. It might have just been a weird fan base thing. They were going to make Back to the Future 4,
Tom.
no,
and it was going to have Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
better not. I'm not saying no, they're not. I'm saying
I've seen a lot about it.
I don't want that.
I've seen a lot
It was
about
going to
it.
have Tom Holland, and the other guys obviously were going to Christopher Lee and Michael J. Fox were going to be in it, but obviously the ages they are now. And then it was probably something to do with like another multiverse concept where Tom Holland is playing Michael J. Fox in a different reality.
God, they need to sack that multiverse thing off. It just goes on for fucking ever. It's only allowed in Marvel, and then leave it.
I know.
It's
I know.
ridiculous.
Marvel and DC, yeah.
You can't bring it to Back to the Future. Back to the Future is 100% classic, never to be touched
Don't
ever.
touch it.
What about Beetlejuice 2 then?
The Godfather.
That's not a reboot. That's a sequel. That's a genuine sequel. That's got nothing
Yeah,
to do with remakes
it's a
or reboots.
reboot, yeah, but a general sequel 30 years later is a reboot, isn't it? A reboot in a franchise.
Well, it's not a franchise. It's a one-off film. It wasn't like 3 films now.
Yeah, but it's
a
still
one-off film.
rebooting. It's not so long after. It's like bringing back, isn't it? It's like reloading
I
the
don't know
whole.
the nuance of terminology, but it's a sequel.
They shouldn't touch the Godfathers either.
Also, every reboot is technically a sequel
I
because
suppose.
Jurassic World is a sequel to Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
But they're rebooting the
I'll take
whole.
that.
Yeah, it's like they're restarting it. It's been turned off for 30 years and they're gearing it back up again. But here's one.
When
What
they were
about the
going-
films they could reboot that were around in the 80s?
How are they going to explain that Michael Keaton's got old even though he's a ghost?
Have you not seen
When
the
the ghost
prosthetics
changed.
he's wearing? It was all the prosthetics. He's not going to look. There's going to be so much on him. Think he hasn't aged that badly. Have you seen the McDonald's film?
No,
he still looks
no.
great in that.
But
Oh,
he's
he's
gone
brilliant
from
in that,
like 25 to 60.
Yeah.
But that prosthetic.
Still
He
talking
looks
about
old.
Beetlejuice.
If you look original Beetlejuice now,
Beetlejuice, yeah.
Google it. That could be a 50, 60-year-old man in that thing. He wouldn't be able to do all the
Good
dancing
point.
around.
They
but
cake him stuff.
he's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
like green bits sticking. I watched it recently, actually. It was on one. It just came up on something. I watched it, and I mean, it was
Oh.
before Winona Ryder started stealing
Andre.
everything. So.
There's an amazing film, right, with Michael Keaton and
Andy
what's it-
McDowell.
No, it's the guy
Andy
from
McDowell.
Good, the
Multiplicity.
Godfather 3,
Godfather.
and he's in Usual Suspects, not Usual Suspects. He's in The Untouchables.
Yeah.
Andy Garcia, Michael Keaton, and Michael Keaton plays like a psychopathic serial killer, and it's called Extreme Measures.
Oh, yeah. That's a great film. I know it.
Fucking amazing. That's a gem, though, isn't it? That's a
Yeah.
gem of a film that's gone
That's like
under
90s.
the radar.
Maybe.
That's gone under the radar, though, right?
I remember that film vividly. That was a great film.
It's gone under the radar.
I also forget he's in Jackie Brown, Tarantino's third film.
Oh, yeah.
But
Just why it's on the tip of
Multiplicity
my
with Andy
tongue.
McDowell, that's a great film. You know, where there's 4 of them. He keeps
Yes.
what's the word? Not regenerating, cloning.
Cloning himself. Yeah, he keeps reproducing. It's like I love the line when he says, "I'm going to punch you so hard, I'm going to kill him."
Just what's on the tip of my tongue. You mentioned Michael Keaton. You mentioned The Usual Suspects. Then
Do not say
Burns.
Spider-Man.
Gabriel Byrne's character in The Usual Suspects is called Dean Keaton.
Called what?
Dean Keaton.
Oh, okay.
I know a
Random
game you
just-
should play. I know a game we should play on this for fun. We should play 6 Degrees of Separation. So what happens is
Isn't it
you have
seven?
to name 2 actors
Yeah.
from anything,
Mhm.
and you have to get there from one film in 6 moves or less, linking those 2 actors potentially.
Do it then. Try it. Name 2. Don't be too obscure. Though. Be easy on us. So we've done that naturally quite a few times on these episodes. Like,
Yeah, that's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
I noticed. Okay, this is okay. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll come up with one name, and then Kevin can come up with the other one, and then you've got to meet them.
oh God, don't be too
Go on.
obscure then. Don't pick
Ready?
one of these
Okay.
like new actors because I'm not very
Idris
familiar.
Elba.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was going to say Arnold Schwarzenegger before you even said anything, because I thought it'd be easy. He knows everyone.
Idris Elba though, he's not really a big movie guy, is he?
But you
Trying
don't
to
have to
think of
go
movies he-
obvious. Like, where we're
But
going.
what movies he's been in? Pacific Rim. Idris Elba.
Uh,
Linked
Sonic.
with the BBC. Idris Elba's in Sonic.
Yeah,
Idris Elba's
he's
not in
voices
Sonic.
Knuckles.
How was I
Yeah,
supposed
he
to know
voices
the voice
Knuckles
of
in
Knuckles? Wait,
Sonic
Knuckles
2.
is black. Right. That's I don't know if I can.
That wasn't the takeaway.
Wait 2 seconds. No, because isn't
Knuckles is pink. Knuckles is pink.
no Knuckles is black. It's Idris Elba. I thought Knuckles was a
Knuckles
woman.
is red.
Maybe not.
Knuckles is red.
Jim
No.
Carrey. Okay, it links him to
Tails
Jim
is played by
Carrey.
a woman.
Okay, right.
There you go. Yeah.
Tails
Okay,
is a
so
boy.
Jim
He's
Carrey.
called Miles Tails. That's his name. Miles Tails. He's
Yeah,
a bloke.
in the film, he's voiced by a woman, but I think
To be
she's
fair,
doing
he's
a
also a
boyish
squirrel with
voice.
3 bloody things that can fly, so it's not very realistic, is it? Okay, so that links
I mean,
into
we're
Jim
talking about
Carrey.
Sonic, we numpty. Right,
How do we
Idris
get
Elba.
Jim
So we've
Carrey
got
linked with?
Jim Carrey.
We're on to Jim Carrey. So Arnie linking with. Fuck me.
Well, let's think of non-comedy roles. Maybe has he been in an action film or something like that?
Well, I was going to say,
No,
you've got
I'm
him
thinking-
in Batman with Tommy Lee
I'm-
Jones. Hey, Jim Carrey's in a film with loads of people. If you
I
go
was thinking
Batman
Twins
Forever,
with Danny
you've got
DeVito
loads
going
of
down the comedy route.
Boom. Done.
What?
Done. You've done it.
What? What?
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, fuck.
No.
When you said Batman, I was thinking the other Batman.
Yeah.
No. Jim Carrey is in Batman. So is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just different movies. Doesn't matter. They're still both in Batman.
That's
In the
it's
same
not a link.
universe.
You haven't linked them. They haven't been in the same film together.
No, they've
So-
never been in the same films together. That's not 7
No,
degrees
no, no. But
separation.
how
You
it
just have to
works is
link them.
it's not. So say Jim Carrey was with, I don't
Okay,
know,
they
Tommy Lee
both. No,
Jones.
here you go. No, Chris O'Donnell is the link. He's the only one that was in both them Batmans because one Batman was Val Kilmer, one was George Clooney. Chris O'Donnell was in both.
Genius. There you go.
He was the
You did
only
it.
one in both.
You did it.
And
Oh, that links.
Alicia Silverstead was
Yeah.
in Batman,
Silverstone.
and Robin Silverstone. Sorry, what
Yeah.
happened to her?
She's been in a
so
new
yeah.
film recently.
The link is Chris O'Donnell.
So talk us through that.
He's the only one that was in both,
So it's
and
Idris Elba.
maybe the guy that played Alfred, whoever that was.
So it's
Where's
Idris
the actual
Elba.
link? Yeah.
Idris Elba linked with Jim Carrey through Sonic.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey linked with Chris O'Donnell through Batman. And Arnie, Dr. Freeze, today's forecast. Freeze!
Perfect.
Linked
Did it in
with
3.
Chris O'Donnell, Batman Forever.
Nice.
Not Batman Forever, sorry, Batman and Robin
Very
and...
nice.
So Jim Carrey is in Batman Forever as the Riddler.
Forever. Yeah.
Matey Boy's Knobhead Freeze in that terrible
Batman
movie
and
where they're
Robin
meant to be
for
ice skating, but they're clearly on rollerblades.
Mr. Freeze.
It's like
Yeah.
that's one of the worst. Tim Burton has some explaining to do over those films, doesn't he?
Yeah.
They're so
Yeah, he
bad.
goes from one extreme
like
to the
Batman
other.
Forever. Yeah, Batman Forever you can kind of forgive because it's a bit like sort of comic booky. It's a decent film. The effects are awful and there's some really bad like errors in the editing as well. But
Have you seen the
Batman and
latest
Robin was
Batman?
why
Yeah,
why
that's
nipples?
pretty
Why is
good.
there nipples on the suit? Why is there nipples?
Maybe, James, I think you might like the latest one because it's like 7, which you absolutely love. It's like 7 meets Batman.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
the latest
Batman.
what?
Batman.
Oh,
latest
the
Batman.
Have you
Robert
seen the
Pattinson.
picture for the new Joker movie with them sat on the stairs, him and Harley Quinn?
Oh, yeah, it looks sick.
I don't think Lady Gaga's a very good actor, though. That's my problem.
Oh,
I've-
she's going to kill it. You watch. She's going to.
I don't think she's very good in the film with Bradley Cooper. I thought it was a very average film and very boring.
A Star is Born.
A Star is Born. I thought she was brilliant in that.
I thought, no, but the film was so overrated and boring. It was like you predicted the whole film before it even started. Generic.
Yeah, it's a remake. It's a third time. Talking about remakes. A Star is Born.
Which is
has
why
been
we're on
done
her.
3 times.
The other thing I've seen her in was American Horror Story, and she ruined that for me. I stopped watching the program.
Yeah, that's a cheesy
Okay,
production.
so we discovered you're not a fan of.
Guys, 2 seconds. I keep
thought
getting
she
a
was
low
good in
storage.
Star is Born.
2 seconds. I keep getting a low storage thing pop up on my phone. I'm going to drop off quick and delete some stuff and come back on.
That's because you need a laptop.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Was that meant to be Scottish? Shut your
No,
fucking mouth, or Irish, or
Shut
something.
your
That was a
fucking
terrible
mouth.
Scottish,
If you Drew,
he's gone, but he's not gone.
Drew, if you say the
Yes.
word space ghetto ghetto in an
Ghetto.
American accent, you sound like a Scotsman saying Spice Girl.
Space. Ghetto. What?
Yep.
Space Girl.
Space
That's the
Ghetto.
best.
Space
Space
Ghetto.
ghetto. Listen, yeah, you're borderline,
so-
Kev.
Can you cut visually, James? Otherwise, this won't work.
I'm coming.
He's just deleting all of the things that are taking up memory in his inbox.
Shouldn't be memory. You're on a website.
Yeah, but it's some reason like storing. Jesus Christ, what a game on my phone that's 34 gigabytes. Jesus fuck.
You fool. You fool.
For one fucking game. Okay, I'm back. Don't know why I keep saying that. Yeah, it should be just uploading it. It's not saving to my phone, so I don't know what the issue is.
Just get a laptop. There's your answer.
Yeah, well, hopefully I'll have one soon.
Do you?
Okay,
Right,
jumping back though, before we
Go on.
we went to. So Batman's, I guess, is actually quite good because this is to do with remakes, reboots. So this still fits in with that theme.
yeah.
I was saying the latest one by Matt. Oh, what is it?
By Matt.
Baker.
Let me have a look. Matt Reeves.
Yeah, by
LeBlanc.
Matt Reeves. He that'd be a different kind of film.
He did Planet of the Apes and stuff.
He wanted it to be like Seven. He wanted it to be like that kind of dark psychological, on the edge of your seat. That they're going through this kind of labyrinth from the Riddler.
I like that.
And just making it dark and gritty.
I wanted something really realistic for Batman, not
But
some
James, I
bloke
think
who
this is-
beats up 20
Yeah,
people
but
at
isn't
once.
this right up James's street? But it's based in reality, man. The way they've shot it, it feels so real. It's almost like they made a documentary, like you are following Batman. It's a very different, very kind of brave and new take on it, I think.
Well, that's
Especially
good,
when
I
you
wanna
see
s-
through his eyes. And he's got
Ooh.
literally.
I want to see
They filmed it
Vigilante.
in Liverpool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I want to see a Vigilante film that's. I know it's not going to say it's not cinema and that blah blah blah, but it's realistic because I don't care who trained Christian Bale. No one on the planet Earth is beating up that many people single-handedly wearing a freaking suit that doesn't look that movable in the first place and a freaking helmet. They're just so on, but they're good. They're fun. They're
That's
cinema.
why-
They're fun. But I want to see like 1-on-1, maybe 2 max. They're like Jack Reacher. When he fights in 5 guys, beats 3 of them up and 2 run away. That's a possibility. Also, that's quite a good film.
That's why I think the latest Batman is very well done because it feels raw, it feels vulnerable. Batman isn't established himself; he's still just a scared kind of young lad, really.
Maybe I'll
It's
buy
just
it.
got- I think it's really good, man.
It's good.
And
The ending's a bit silly, but it still looks good.
I like the Joker scene that
Oh.
everyone leaked afterwards with Barry Keogh.
Yeah, that's in the special features, but it's like, meh.
He
I don't know.
he sent an audition tape as him as the Riddler
Riddler, yeah. And they
Yeah.
said, "Do you want to play the Joker?"
going up a corridor.
Oh, I've just typed in realistic vigilante film. I don't agree with all of them that have popped up. Right.
Read them, let's see if we agree on
there's, Right. There's
Can I
9.
just guess
there's
what
9
one's
that's
gonna be
popped
on
up
there?
the top.
I bet the Equalizer's on
Go
there.
on.
Are you going to
with,
say Max Payne?
That's
You
stupid. That's
bet
comic book film.
Equalizer.
Denzel Washington.
What one do
Yeah.
you think, Drew? A realistic?
Well, I was going to say Max Payne with Mark Wahlberg.
It's not on the list, but it doesn't mean it won't be if I go down. But the 9, I'd say that I don't think realistic. I disagree with this. Is the Equalizer? Mad
You don't
Max.
think that's realistic? No, well, I'll stop
No.
you there. He
Have you
never
seen
takes on more
Equalizer
than...
3?
Not yet.
It's
Okay, let's just go off the Equalizer 1. He never takes on more than one person at a time, and it's normally from range he kills someone. So
But he looks
if
at
he
his
was
watch
that
and he goes,
good,
"You've got 9 seconds to live," and he specifically kills someone in 9 seconds.
but he pre-plans it all
No,
in
he
his head.
kills like
It's
6 people in 9 seconds.
the only thing unrealistic about that film is his age.
Maybe.
He's like
All right,
50 years old in that film.
let's not
That's
talk too much
unrealistic.
on-
No, but think of Mr. Miyagi.
I'll blast
I
through.
don't agree with that.
Well, that's
Think of
ridiculous.
Mr. Miyagi.
Anyone could, and on this
Mate,
podcast, could
Mate,
fuck up
Mr.
Pat
Miyagi
Morita.
kicks ass in Karate Kid,
Drew,
and he's much older than Denzel Washington.
you could have beaten up Pat Morita. Pat Morita is his name. You could have kicked his ass when you were at school. He was like 4'7".
What?
Did you see him in
Mr.
Anaconda, by
Miyagi.
the way?
That's Mr. Me. Right, we're moving on from that one.
I've just
Right.
ruined Drew's childhood.
Right, the other ones, realistic vigilante movie, Mad
Mhm.
Max. Are you
No.
fucking serious?
It was a freaking video game. Bullet Time. That's where the whole
it's
Bullet
not
Time thing
vigilante.
came from.
The Batman's listed. It's not realistic, but it is a
There's
vigilante
Batman.
film.
Wait,
He's
the
a
latest
vigilante,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, Harry Brown. Have you seen Harry Brown?
That's
That's
an amazing
realistic.
film.
No, that is realistic because that
yeah.
could happen. He doesn't have any fights. It's
Yeah,
all
Michael Caine.
tactical.
No, I'm
Another one.
agreeing with this one.
Oh,
Amazing.
could I say 2 more that might be on there?
Go on.
Law-abiding citizen
That was good.
and The Crow.
More of a
Also, when I put
revenge.
2 fingers up, look, balloons come up. Did you see that?
That's more revenge than vigilante. But
Oh, good
insane.
point. Okay, well, definitely then law-abiding citizen.
It's not on this list. That doesn't mean it's not on our list. Okay. The
Believable.
three left that I do agree with
Yep.
are all 3 are amazing classic films. Falling Down with Michael Douglas.
Oh,
I've
did you see
seen
his
it.
breakfast?
What?
Give him the breakfast. You've not seen it? Oh my God, Drew. You'll never order breakfast in a McDonald's the same again.
Falling Down.
I really want to see it. He's got a shotgun and a strange haircut.
No, he's
and
got a
glasses.
machine
It looks
gun.
awesome.
Yeah, one
He's like
person
trying
got
to
a
order.
shotgun. He
There's a
starts with
scene when he's trying to
nothing.
order breakfast. It's so funny.
He just
It's an
gets
unintentional comedy.
Yeah, Drew, he's got road rage. So he just leaves his car because he can't be fucked. He goes to buy a drink 'cause it's so hot. The guy won't change his pennies for the money or whatever. So he gets really angry, and the guy threatens him. So Michael Douglas ends up stealing his baseball bat off him, and smacking him with it, and off he goes with the baseball bat. The next person that pisses him off, he smacks it. He gets a gun. It's like fucking a computer game almost. But
Yeah, it's like
Honestly,
Grand Theft Auto.
It
just
is
wants
Grand
to go and
Theft
see
Auto.
his.
It wouldn't surprise me if that had a major play in the design of Grand Theft Auto. He basically slowly upgrades his
Why
weapons.
isn't it made?
It's an unintentional comedy. It is
Why
actually
haven't they made that
it's
into
a black comedy. What? Grand
Grand
Theft
Theft
Auto.
Auto would make a brilliant movie.
Have you seen
That's falling down.
Great movie.
Yeah, that's a shotgun.
Yeah, he gets a shotgun in the end. Yeah. But the next one is Prisoners.
Prisoners. I'm not familiar with it.
Amazing film.
Hugh Jackman.
I've not seen it.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh wow, how have I not? No, I completely missed that one.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Probably one of the best ones. It's got Paul Dano in it as well, which was the
Yeah.
Riddler in the new Batman. That is a vicious film, isn't it, Drew?
Yeah, it's got Viola Davis as well.
Yeah, it's
No, I must
it's
have
like
missed that one.
Terrence Howard.
one of their kids gets kidnapped, and
It's amazing.
the dads are freaking out trying to find their kid, and
Wait.
they see this like
Stop.
creepy van.
Wait, stop. You said one of their kids gets kidnapped, then the dads. Are they like gay dads?
No. I can't remember the specifics. There's like one of
Roger
the
Deakins.
brother. Is it the brother? The dad,
Cinematography. No, both their children go missing.
or both their children go missing.
Well, both. Wow,
And they're basically
unlucky.
looking for a serial killer or a creepy guy or a weirdo. And Paul Dano, I think he's a bit not 100% there, but he's got a creepy van, and everyone points the finger at him. So they beat the living shit out of him, and
It's
loads
not
of
him.
weird stuff happens. It's
Oh,
so
wait,
good.
no. Is this the one where they handcuff him to the bathroom and then they're smashing the sink
Yeah.
next to him?
Yeah, they've got the
I
hammer and they're
have
going.
seen that. Yes, it's
So-
Hugh Jackman's the one that's gone mental. The other guy doesn't really want to be there, does he?
Yeah.
He's like,
that's Jake Gyllenhaal.
No, that's Terrence Howard's character.
Is that in
Jake
Terrence Hill?
Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal is the cop that's struggling with
That's Terrence
PTSD.
Howard. Yeah.
Wasn't
Amazing actor.
wasn't he the original roadie in Marvel?
Iron Man.
Then they replaced him. Iron Man, yeah.
Yeah,
Then they replaced
that
him.
really upset me, man. That really upset me. He is brilliant.
Yes, I have seen
in
half of that
first
film.
Iron
What's
Man.
it? Can you write that film in the chat? Because I watched part of it and then I think I fell asleep or something and forgot what it was called.
So
It's on Netflix.
But I remember the bit where he was hammering.
He was
It's
in the
so
first
intense.
Iron Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was roadie.
he was in the
Then
first
they
Iron
replaced
Man.
him with whatever the new
And
guy's
then he
called.
was-
What are you saying?
No, I was saying Terrence Howard was in the original Iron Man,
Yeah.
and then
Then I was saying
replaced.
he played Rhodey, who eventually became the War Machine in the rest of the 300,000 Marvel films. Wonder why he was replaced though. Do you reckon if it's his decision, what a poor decision?
Don't know.
But the new guy's very good, so
He was replaced with Don Cheadle, but what it was Terrence. The rumor has it that Terrence Howard was very difficult on set, and he didn't like the way that they favoured Robert Downey Jr. But I was like, well, he is the lead, so it got a little bit. I wasn't there. This is the rumor.
In sports terminology, that is what we call fumbling the ball, isn't it? You're in the first Iron Man film, the first film in a biblical cinematic series, maybe probably going to end up being one of the greatest of all time, and you fuck up on the first film. And you could have been in, like, Christ, who knows how many. I don't even know how many there are.
When you watch it, and this is an interesting thing we could talk about on our next episode, when characters aren't supposed to get on very well, like they clash, in real life, if the two actors don't get on, you get a really interesting energy on set. And if you rewatch Iron Man, you can see the subtle nuances where they're like clashing, but it really works.
Yeah, sometimes
he does have a very small part in that film, though. He's not like a prolific character. He's only in little bits, so he's a bit character at that point. You don't really recognize him.
There, man.
It's only in the later ones
great.
where he becomes the War Machine that he really gets his part. In the first film, it's about Robert Downey Jr. being kidnapped, building the suit, blah, 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 blah. And he shows up every now and again as his mate, but he's not really an established character. And non-comic book hardcores would probably not know who he was anyway. So for them, an easy replacement.
I love it. I love it.
So the last one on this list for our realistic vigilante films is Taxi Driver.
Oh, that's a classic.
Could happen. Could happen.
You looking at me?
It's not that
so
unrealistic.
realistic. That's what I'm saying. It is realistic.
Oh, okay. So you mean sarcastic?
100%. That's such a great.
You know, in the Joker.
Huh?
You know, in the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
You can see that's massively inspired by Scorsese's Taxi Driver.
Yeah, they ripped everything off there. They ripped that off. And
Did
they
you
ripped
say
off,
that was a bit of...
Funny Man? No, the was it the comedian? No.
Oh yeah. King of Comedy. King of Comedy.
They ripped off exactly that as well.
Yeah.
And Robert De Niro's in King of Comedy and in Joker.
Yeah.
And he's playing the opposite role because Joaquin Phoenix is playing what Robert Downey Jr. was. Robert De Niro was in King of Comedy, meeting his hero and then going a bit.
Yeah.
Just a quick one. You just mentioned the comedian, and it just brought me back to something like another film that I watch a lot, and it's another, I think, an adaptation of a comic book, which they could potentially redo. Is a film I think is very underrated. Also a superhero film. Watchmen.
I enjoyed that.
Amazing. When you watch it back, the story in it is so good, and the way they film it and the fight scenes, and they're not really super powered. They have sort of mild. A couple of them have like crazy superpowers, but most of them have like just enhanced kind of abilities. They're not like ridiculous flying around, are they? They're just like bit faster, bit stronger, that sort of thing. And it's how like the downfall over the was it the Vietnam War? Like how the superheroes went from being like celebrated to like kind of persecuted, and they had to all go into like hiding sort of thing. I think that's such a cool story. And that was an underrated film. They could do that again. The Boys
is based on that as well. But
The Boys.
they did a TV series.
Yeah, The Boys is incredible.
Brilliant. They did a TV
so good.
series.
I love the Deep. When he's on that whale and drives the boat straight into the whale. So
good, that TV series.
It's just so brutal.
Oh, by the way, at minute 2, once we finish talking about the cats, I was going to mention, because we're talking about reboots and remakes, I was going to mention the one that pissed me off. And 45 minutes later, I didn't mention it.
Oh, yeah, what was it?
Announced yesterday, apparently, I don't know if it's a rumour or real, is... Fucking hell, I've forgotten what it's called now.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Kev. We've waited 45 minutes for you to say this, and now you've forgotten.
The anticipation is killing me.
Oh, American
Imagine
Psycho.
if you come up with something.
American Psycho.
Not mad at that.
Why
Not
are they
mad at
touching
that.
that?
2 reasons. One, this is 2 reasons why I'm not mad at it. One, I watched that literally like 2 days ago. One of the best twists, because you don't even know at the end, do you? Like, did he even do all that stuff?
Why didn't you bring that up at the beginning? We could have talked about it properly. But
because you didn't bring up it was a bloody remake. You've just waited 45 minutes to let us know.
That's because you kept talking.
I think they can. I think they can do that. It won't be as good because you can't get away with doing the stuff they did in that film at cinema anymore.
Yeah, well, it was year 2000. It was before everything, the world changed.
It was Wild West back then. You could get away with anything you want. You could drop chainsaws down staircases and stuff.
Oh, so good. But
it's the thing is that film.
Upcoming movies. Go on.
I was supposed to say the thing with that film is you never really know. It's left to your imagination. Like, you know, when he opens a drawer and gets like the coat hanger out and that sort of stuff, and then they just leave like crying and things. You have to imagine what happened, don't you? Like, you don't see it. You have to imagine it, which makes it worse. Because then your imagination's like, oh Jesus! Because he's got that drawer with all like the screwdrivers and the coat hangers and whatever in there. And then he just picks out like a metal coat hanger and that sort of stuff. And then you see him like leaving. It's like, ugh.
Well, when I typed in upcoming movies that are remakes, I knew that would be there. But other ones that have popped up is Little Shop of Horrors, All Quiet on the Western Front, Highlander.
Wait, stop 2 seconds. Can we do them one by one?
No, there's just a few. Highlander, An American Werewolf in London.
Okay.
And Drop Dead Fred.
There's 2 there that you can get away with. Little Shop of Horrors, that was Rick Moranis, right?
I mean, you're not going to do anything like... Yeah, Rick Moranis. You're not going to do anything like
it's a stage show, isn't it? Wasn't that a stage show, then a movie? So you can get away with that. I think it was a stage show first, and then a movie. So it was so long ago, no one's seen it. Like, whatever, you can do that. It's a fun story. Like, they could bring back Rocky Horror Picture Show, or they could redo Phantom of the Opera. I don't know if there's ever been a Phantom of the Opera movie, but they could do it again.
There has been.
Little Shop. What was the last one you said? Sorry. Drop Dead Fred.
Highlander. Yeah,
Highlander.
Drop Dead
You
Fred.
could do again.
How are they going to? I think they said. Oh, who is it? They said they were going to do it.
Highlander, you got options. Again, it's just it's an action film with basic storyline and a bit of time travel. I think the originals they weren't great.
No, one sec. No, Drop Dead Fred's amazing.
No, I'm saying the Highlander. If you watch the Highlander today, it's terrible. With a matey boy cutting someone's head off in a car park.
Yeah, I watched it a few months back.
Not good.
I enjoyed it, but it is terrible.
Yeah, you could get away with that.
Oh,
that was way before special effects. You could get away with that.
Do you know what? Right, Drop Dead Fred. I'm not even sure when that was done. It's got to be 90s, isn't it?
mid-90s,
Dead Fred.
95, 96.
91. 91.
Is that Rick Mail?
Rick Mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and
there's
Phoebe
stuff in
Cates.
that you wouldn't be able to do now. I can't remember the
But what
film, but
what they should have done
He gets
is
shot in the fridge and his head's like a
that
big
could have
circle.
been remade. That could have been remade in the 90s, early 2000s using Jim Carrey. That would have been great. Now,
Yeah, who would they use now?
They want to use bloody
Wait,
Russell
throwing it
Brand.
out there. Can we just throw some, what? Can we just throw something out? Who's a big comedy star at the moment? Because Eddie Murphy's gone. He was a big comedy star. Jim Carrey's gone. Like, who's the big comedy
Depends
star
what
now?
you want to call.
But just an outright comedy star. Like, who is it? I can't think of one. Like how Jim
Dunno.
Carrey did mainly comedies, the odd serious one. Eddie Murphy, pretty much all comedies. Like
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler, I mean, he needs to say no to movies more often. I mean, he's
And
calmed
Will
down.
Ferrell.
But Will Ferrell, yeah, all comedies.
I
Like,
guess Mark Wahlberg.
and I feel sorry for John C. Reilly because he's always going to be known as Will Ferrell and the other
Mark
guy.
Wahlberg's done a lot of comedy.
Mark Wahlberg, yeah. But Marky Mark is underrated. He's so funny.
Yeah,
And
there's
he's in
lots
a
of
band.
good ones out there.
Hence
but,
the name Marky
yeah.
Mark. He was a rapper or
But
something.
Jim,
But who's
Jim
an
Carrey's
outright
still one
comedy
of the
star at
best
the
ones
moment?
of this century.
James Franco is one of the best ones at the moment. Still going. The Interview, have you
Well, I
seen that?
thought,
Oh my god.
Go on, Drew. What?
what I was going to say was there was a time when I think it was Bruce Almighty where Steve Carell started to kind of take the Jim Carrey kind of role for a bit.
He got that from The Office.
Steve
It's Michael
Carell is
Scott.
amazing.
Yeah. The Michael Scott
Yeah,
in The
I love
Office
Steve Carell.
sale took him to the moon.
Yeah.
He's very good in
But
The
he's
Big
in loads of
Short,
stuff.
actually.
He's in loads of stuff at the moment. He's in 2 trailers at the moment. I can't remember which ones it is. He's in If and Despicable Me 4, both cartoon ones.
That's it. You hit the nail on the head,
Despicable Me
mate.
4. Is it a fourth?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling, both comedy geniuses. Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling's not in enough comedy. He's so funny.
Yes, he's so good.
And
Barbie.
that film he
He's
did with
brilliant.
Steve Carell
He
was
steals it.
Yeah.
No, I think you both hit the nail on the head.
Steals it.
You've got the cast. You hit it. Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
He's the funniest person in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And he's naturally funny. Like, whenever you see it,
He's
he's
great.
always in character. He's one of them
Steve
people.
Carell and stuff like that would be a great group.
Did either of you watch the Wrexham FC documentary?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, all
he's
of it.
so funny. Have you seen it, Drew?
Actually, I didn't. That's a seriously good cast though. Ryan Gosling and Ryan Reynolds in a film together.
Ryan Reynolds is probably
Like
the
two
best
cops.
comedy actor of all. Bear in mind,
Like
he
two-
doesn't even act. He's just him.
2 cops.
He is, isn't he?
And they're on some weird case, and it's like that'd be cool.
Have they not
What's
done
that film
something
where
together
Ryan Reynolds
already?
is that?
Have they not done something already?
Don't think so. What's the film where Ryan Reynolds is that video game character?
Free
the
Guy.
NPC video game character.
Nice guy.
So funny.
Free Guy.
Free Guy? No, Free
Oh
Guy.
yeah, Free Guy. Sorry, Free Guy. Nice guy.
Is
That's
so
genius.
funny.
That film.
That's good, yeah.
The films
That film.
those films aren't good. He makes them good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he gets a lot of misses as well. Ryan Reynolds is in a lot of shit.
But this is why people love Deadpool. I think Deadpool is genius because of Ryan Reynolds' style, skill, comic timing,
Yeah.
ability to just you really care for him. But he's
I think a lot of the stuff
very
he does
good at the kind of
ad lib as well. The
Oh,
fourth
100%.
wall breaking is amazing.
yeah,
100%.
yeah, it's genius. Very Brechtian. It's brilliant.
Anyway,
Oh,
I think we
one
should
thing I
probably
was going to
call
say
it
earlier,
because
quickly.
we've gone quite
I was going to
far.
say one thing earlier that
Go
I
on.
completely forgot, and it goes back to the Harrison Ford thing. There's a scene where he completely ad-libs, and it's one of the more famous scenes he's ever done in Indiana Jones. You know when the guy's got the swords, he's doing all the tricks with the swords and doing this stuff, and Indiana Jones pulls out his gun and shoots him.
He shoots them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't in the script. It was meant to be a big old
Yeah.
fight, and he was like,
Yeah.
well, in real life, I just to go bang. And they were like, yeah, fair play.
He had diarrhea.
I was going to say, yeah, he was
What?
ill, wasn't he?
He had
Is that
diarrhea
why?
because he eaten something, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
That's even more
And he
hilarious.
said they had to do two takes because he said when he shot the first time, the guy was like stumbling and still wanted to kind of fight, and he's like, "No, you die." So when they shot him a second time, he just hit the ground.
Well, that's it. The poor guy had got this film role and he was very excited to be fighting Harrison Ford. And Harrison Ford turned up with diarrhea and he went, "You're going to be in it for 2 seconds and fall over." He's like, "I thought I had a fight sequence." Not anymore. Harrison Ford's got the shits.
But that scene is the shit though. It's become
Such a good
like
scene. This is
the
so
most
realistic,
iconic.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's what you would
It's become
do.
the most iconic moment in the Indiana Joneses.
You've got a gun and there's a guy with swords and stuff like that. What are you going to do? Have a fight? No, shoot the guy. Mental.
Brilliant.
Have you ever seen the scene in The Big Bang Theory where Amy ruins the entire plot of Indiana Jones?
No.
The Indiana Jones has no purpose. If Indiana Jones wasn't in the Indiana Jones movie, the movie would have gone exactly the same way. If he was never in it. I'll send you the clip and everyone else can just Google it. But when it says it, you're like, if he wasn't in the movie, the exact plot would have happened anyway. He was completely pointless character in the whole film. There was no point to him
In
being
the first one.
Yeah, no point. With the Nazis.
In just the first one.
Yeah, absolutely no point in being in the entire film. He changed the plot 0. I'll send it to you in a minute and everyone else can Google it.
All right. Sounds good. Well, it's been nice chatting, guys. We've run over a little bit. Although I don't think we've got a time. We can go as long as we want, but it's also getting late as well. So thank James and Drew. And we'll see you next time at episode 9.
Oh,
All
are you
right.
still recording or not?
Out, yes. Till the
Oh, for
outro,
fuck's
mate.
sake.
Till the
Jesus
outro.
Christ.
I'm clicking it now, so hush your mouth.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for listening to Your Movie Podcast.
And we're out.